Okay, I am going to talk about why I'm doing an integrated pest management webinar soon, which will also be followed by a soils webinar since we're all stuck at home soon. Luckily, my job is such that I can do my work without having any engagement with people. So they can stay locked in their house and I do the work and there's no exposure for either of us. But you may see throughout the day that I get more and more tired between jobs. Even though I'm just walking around doing consultations today, it's still exhausting. Maybe not exhausting, tiring. Okay, enough about me. Alright, so why integrated pest management and what is this thing called IPM? IPM was developed quite a while ago. If you want to get some really great information about integrated pest management, I recommend that you go to Cornell University. They have one of the top programs on it and just a terrific amount of really useful and very accessible information. University of Maryland, also an excellent resource. Missouri Botanical Gardens, another favorite resource of mine. There's many, many more, but those are on the top of my head right now. Alright, so the webinar is basically taking an ecology approach. So we talked about ecology before, which is the study of living things with non-living things. So what that means in terms of integrated pest management for your yards and your gardens or the landscapes in your development or even your city, it means that the plants that are chosen based on microclimate habitats, the soil type that you're dealing with, that you have. Do you have clay soils? Do you have sandy soils? Do you have high pH, neutral, low pH? Are you gardening on the southwest side or is it the northeast side? So you take those microclimate considerations, which will tell you how much sun exposure you're going to get and what nutrients are going to be available and whether or not you're going to plant acid-loving hydrangeas or different types of sages that can tolerate a wide range from slightly acidic to alkaline soils, right? Okay. The reason you make those choices in an integrated pest management approach is because you want to reduce how much work you have to do and how much money you spend. You also increase the number of species of plants that you're going to put in your garden space, depending upon the space you have, because you want to attract as many beneficial organisms, whether those be insects or birds, as possible to your space so they can do the work for you. Alright, so instead of having to apply insecticides, you've got birds that are coming, and chickadees I think can feed off while they're feeding their young, will intake up to 400 caterpillars a day. So you really don't want to poison those guys. Instead, you want to bring them, you want to invite them in, kind of thing. The soil is important because if you can make sure that the microbial community in the soil, so just like humans, you guys have probably heard about the microbiome. We have a bunch of bacteria and fungi that are beneficial to us. We are not able to process the nutrients in our food without those microbes. We have those microbes all over our skin. In fact, we have more microbial cells than we have human cells in our bodies. So nature is not red in tooth and claw. It can be. Nature is also mutualism, so mutually beneficial interactions. Nature is cooperation. So we cooperate, believe it or not, considering the coronavirus right now, we cooperate with a lot of microbes and we rely on them to protect our skin and also to help us maximize the nutrients we can access from our food. Well, the same is true for plants. And their major microbial community that they interact with is in the soil. Now they have them on the surface and inside their leaves that are very important to their health, but They also have probably the highest diversity of microbes, and number of microbes are in their soil community. And so it's got to be really healthy in order to increase the plant's immune response, which it does. It's like vitamin C for the plant to have certain types of microbes in the soil. And it also increases the plant's ability to uptake nitrogen and phosphorus. So in an integrated plant management approach, you're reducing your use of fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, all of those things, because they impact beneficial insects negatively. And when you fertilize, you can actually kill the microbes or switch them to a negative relationship with the plant from a positive one. So one of the reasons that in agriculture you get these sterile soils and have to let the certain lands rest fallow for a while, or plant them with a bunch of beans that release nitrogen and introduce these microbes, is because the heavy use of fertilizers can actually lead to sterile soils. Alright, so integrated pest management integrates all of this ecology information into an approach that is healthier for you, for your pocketbook, and for your community. That includes the birds and the bees. Got any questions? Please reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer and share more information. If you have any suggestions or questions that you want clarified through another video, please just let me know.